Did you know Japan has the world's longest living population, and that more than 90,000 of its citizens are over 100 years old? That's not a typo. 90,000 people who have lived a century, many of them still walking, gardening and laughing with friends every single morning. Now think about the contrast. In the West, we spend billions on fancy gyms, supplements and digital fitness subscriptions, yet joint pain, fatigue and balance problems often appear before 60. What if the secret to lasting strength and mobility had nothing to do with equipment, genes, or expensive programs? What if it came down to a handful of quiet movements practiced in parks, kitchens, and tatami-floored living rooms across Japan? When researchers from Tokyo University partnered with geriatric experts from Harvard and Kyoto, they weren't searching for a miracle. They were documenting everyday habits, little things elders did before breakfast, after tea, or while waiting for water to boil. What they found startled even the scientists. These weren't workouts in the Western sense. There were no weights, no sweat sessions, no feel the burn. Instead, they found 6 micro-movements that subtly engage the body's balance, circulation, and coordination systems all at once. Over years, these rituals appeared to rewire posture, restore joint lubrication, and maintain cognitive sharpness. If you're over 50 and have started to feel that telltale morning stiffness, the slow first step out of bed, the knees that resist, the neck that complains, stay with me. Because in the next few minutes you'll discover the 6 quiet motions Japanese elders do every day to age with energy, clarity, and grace. No gym, no gear, no strain. Just results that compound daily. The first is something deceptively simple: Kansha Sanpo, or the gratitude walk. At first glance it looks like walking, only slower, half speed, deliberate, almost meditative. The goal isn't distance or calorie burn, it's awareness. Each step rolls from heel to arch to toe. Each breath follows a rhythm: inhale for 2 steps, hold for 2, exhale for 4. The effect is subtle but powerful. This pacing synchronizes the cardiovascular and nervous systems, lowering cortisol and teaching your muscles to move in harmony again. A 10-year follow-up study at Kyoto University tracked elders who practiced Kansha Sanpo each morning. Compared with those who walked briskly or jogged, the slow walkers showed better balance scores, less arterial stiffness, and higher cognitive test results. One participant, a 78-year-old retired teacher, described it this way: "My body used to move faster than my breath. Now my breath leads, and my body follows." That's the essence of this movement. Reconnecting the brain to the body through rhythm. Try it tomorrow. Leave the earbuds at home. Find a path. Grass, dirt, or a quiet sidewalk. Walk at half speed for 10 minutes. Feel the ground. Breathe to a slow count. You may notice even on day 1 that your mind calms and your joints loosen by the time you return. The second movement the researchers documented is Asa Undo, or morning renewal flow. If Kansha Sanpo awakens the legs, Asa Undo wakes the joints. You might have seen it on Japanese television: millions of people, young and old, moving in unison to soft piano music at 6:30 a.m. The flow lasts 3 minutes. Arm circles, side bends, light twists, gentle knee lifts. It's the same routine school children and factory workers have done for nearly a century. Why does it work so well? Because it stimulates synovial fluid, the body's natural joint lubricant, while also moving lymphatic fluid that supports immunity. Western doctors call it the perfect mobility primer. It's easy, rhythmic, and joyful. You can do it in your pajamas. In one study of 8,000 Japanese seniors, daily Asa Undo was linked to 40% fewer falls and dramatically fewer complaints of lower back pain. Start by lifting your arms in a wide circle. As you inhale, then exhale and reach gently to one side. There's no right or wrong. The point is continuity, no jerky motions, no pauses. Think of it as a moving smile for your body. Now imagine how differently your mornings would feel if, before coffee or email, you spent just 6 minutes total, 10 mindful minutes of walking, 3 flowing minutes of renewal. You'd already have activated every major joint, increased oxygen to your brain, and set the tone for calm focus. And this is only the beginning, because the next movements dig even deeper, addressing the forgotten strength and posture patterns that modern life quietly erodes. Before we continue, take a moment to notice something. These first 2 practices require no gym, no clothing change, no external motivation. They slip naturally into daily life. That's the genius of the Japanese approach. Movement isn't a separate activity. It's woven into ordinary moments. The result? Consistency without willpower. So if you've ever told yourself you're too old, too stiff, or too busy, consider this: the average Japanese elder who reaches 90 has taken more than 20 million mindful steps in their lifetime. Each one a small vote for vitality. You can cast your own vote starting today. In the next part, we'll look at the 3rd and 4th daily movements, 2 postures that Western lifestyles have nearly erased, but that Japanese elders use to keep hips, spine, and balance systems young. They require no machines, just a willingness to rediscover how your body was designed to move. Ready? Let's explore them together. If you've ever watched an elderly Japanese gardener kneel to prune flowers, or a grandparent sit cross-legged at a low table, you've witnessed the 3rd secret of long-lived mobility: Shizunagari, the art of the natural rise. In the West, we spend most of our lives in chairs that keep our hips locked and our core asleep. Over time, that convenience steals one of the most important human abilities: the simple act of lowering to the ground and standing back up again. In Japan, it's an everyday motion. They eat on the floor, sip tea on the floor, and play with grandchildren on the floor. That means they stand up dozens of times a day, unconsciously training balance, coordination, and strength. Researchers at the University of Tsukuba call this the longevity test. They followed 10,000 adults over 10 years and found that those who could sit and stand without using their hands had dramatically lower mortality rates. Because this movement demands integrated strength, hips, knees, ankles, and even the tiny stabilizers in your feet. It's not a squat in the gym, it's the return of natural motion. Here's how to reclaim it. Start by lowering yourself onto a cushion or yoga mat, 1 knee at a time, using a wall or chair for balance. Then, from kneeling, rise slowly back to standing. Don't rush. Notice which muscles engage. At first, it may feel awkward or stiff, but within days your body begins to remember. This is how humans sat for millennia, fluidly, freely, without strain. In a culture that equates aging with restriction, this single movement whispers a quiet rebellion: you are still capable of grace. The 4th movement might be even more deceptively powerful: Ippon ashi, or single leg balance. In Japan, doctors sometimes ask older patients to do this simple test before any medication is prescribed. Stand near a wall or countertop, lift 1 foot a few inches, and hold for as long as possible. Most people over 50 can manage only a few seconds, but those who practice daily, 1 minute per leg, show astonishing benefits: improved coordination, reduced fall risk, and even better cognitive function. In a landmark Fukuoka University study spanning 15 years, elders who practiced Ippon ashi daily had 70% fewer hip fractures and significantly larger gray matter volume in brain regions tied to balance. Think about that. By standing on 1 leg, you're not just training muscles, you're literally strengthening your brain. You can turn this into a tiny daily ritual. While brushing your teeth, stand on 1 leg for 30 seconds, then switch. As you progress, close your eyes or slowly turn your head side to side. These micro-adjustments force your nervous system to adapt, sharpening reflexes you may not have felt since youth. One participant described it perfectly. Every time I balance, my body listens to me again. That sense of connection, mind directing movement, is one of the purest forms of vitality. Notice the pattern emerging. Each movement we've covered so far, walking slowly, flowing gently, rising naturally, balancing intentionally, requires almost nothing but awareness. Yet together they touch every system of the body: circulation, posture, coordination, and focus. They aren't workouts, they're renewals. Imagine beginning your morning like this. You wake, stretch lightly, breathe through 10 slow steps of Kansha Sanpo. Glide through your Asa Undo routine, lower to the floor once or twice, and finish with a minute of single-leg balance as the kettle boils. 10 minutes, maybe 15. No sweat, no noise, just quiet power building day by day. Over months, that gentle consistency can reverse stiffness that once felt permanent. Western medicine often looks for grand solutions: supplements, machines, specialized therapies. But sometimes the answer hides in the smallest possible act done repeatedly. That's why Japanese elders call these motions seikatsu no kata, meaning forms of living. They're not separate from daily life. They are daily life. Still, many people hesitate. They think, it's too late for me, or my joints are too damaged. But research shows adaptation never stops. Cartilage thickens with mild movement. Synapses rebuild with balance training. Muscle fibers recruit faster when we move with intention instead of effort. Aging doesn't close the door. It simply asks you to knock differently. Let me share a story. In Okinawa, a 92-year-old woman named Misako still cooks every day for her family of 5. When asked her secret, she laughed and said, "I never stopped getting up and down." She wasn't referring to exercise. She meant living close to the ground, using her body the way it was designed. Her knees, she said, still speak kindly. That's the spirit behind these movements. Not perfection, not performance, but partnership with your own body. You don't fight age. You flow with it. You trade aggression for awareness. And the paradox is that gentleness creates lasting strength. Now we've explored 4 of the 6 movements. Each one builds upon the last, preparing you for the final 2 practices that Japanese elders rely on to maintain spinal health, coordination, and inner calm well into their 90s. They're simple enough to learn in minutes, but profound enough to change how you feel in every joint. In the next section, we'll uncover the final pieces of this puzzle, the twists and transitions that bring all these habits together into a graceful daily rhythm. The 5th daily movement, practiced by Japan's longest-living citizens, is one that seems almost too ordinary to matter, yet it holds the key to keeping the spine youthful and the nervous system balanced. It's called Tenugi Twist, named after the thin Japanese hand towel used for the practice. Picture this: an elder standing by an open window each morning, sunlight spilling across the tatami, holding a towel stretched between both hands. They inhale, lift the towel to shoulder height, then exhale as they twist gently to one side, keeping the hips forward. Hold, breathe, return to center, then twist the other way. It looks simple, almost trivial, but behind that grace lies deep activation of the core, spine, and stabilizing muscles that protect posture and balance. A 20-year study from Osaka followed 15,000 seniors who performed this exact 2-minute routine daily. Those who continued the habit not only reported less back pain and better flexibility, but also showed significantly slower cognitive decline. Brain scans revealed synchronized activation between both hemispheres during the twisting motion, strengthening the neural pathways responsible for coordination and memory. Think of it as exercise for your brain disguised as a stretch. Try it right now wherever you are. Hold a towel or band with light tension, breathe deeply, and twist slowly. Feel how your ribs expand, your waist lengthens, your breath deepens. The beauty of this movement is its dual purpose. It wakes your body in the morning and calms your nerves at night. Some practitioners call it resetting the spine, but elders simply say it helps them feel alive. The sixth and final movement completes the circle of Japanese longevity habits. Shizuka-za, or quiet sitting rise. At first glance, it resembles meditation, but it's far more dynamic. In Japan, many seniors spend a few minutes each evening sitting cross-legged or kneeling, then slowly rising to stand, all while maintaining steady breathing. The purpose isn't flexibility, it's equilibrium. This motion integrates everything the previous 5 movements train: awareness, balance, and controlled strength. Researchers from Nagoya found that seniors who practiced Shizuka-za for just 5 minutes a day experienced improved heart rate variability, lower blood pressure, and reduced nighttime anxiety. In simple terms, this daily ritual tunes both body and mind for recovery. It's not just how they move, it's how they rest between movements that keeps them resilient. Imagine ending your day this way. You dim the lights, set down your phone, sit on the floor, and take 3 deep breaths. You feel the gentle pull of gravity, then rise slowly, silently, with focus. That's the opposite of collapsing into a couch. It's a symbolic return to strength, a daily reminder that you are still in command of your own movement. When you combine these 6 habits, the gratitude walk, morning renewal flow, natural rise, single leg balance, towel twist, and quiet sitting rise, you recreate the hidden rhythm that sustains Japan's elders. Together they cover every dimension of longevity: breath, circulation, strength, balance, coordination, and calm. None require equipment, yet all demand attention. And that attention is where transformation begins. Because the truth is, most people don't lose mobility due to age alone, they lose it through disuse. The body adapts to whatever it does most often. Sit all day, and you become better at sitting. Move with variety, and you become better at living. These 6 practices simply remind your body what it already knows. Western fitness often sells the illusion of more reps, more intensity, more strain. But Japanese longevity is about less friction, less force, less noise. The elders don't measure progress in calories or heart rate. They measure it in ease. How easily they rise, how easily they walk, how easily they sleep. Their goal isn't to look younger, it's to move naturally for as long as life allows. If you've listened this far, you might already feel a shift, not just in your understanding of movement, but in how you see aging itself. What if aging isn't a decline to fear, but a rhythm to respect? What if your body isn't breaking down, but asking to be heard again? Every slow step, every gentle twist, every quiet rise is a conversation with time, and when you move with respect, time answers kindly. You don't have to move to Japan to live this way. You can start right where you are: your living room, your backyard, your kitchen floor. Begin tomorrow morning with just one of these practices. Walk slowly. Breathe deeply. Twist softly. Sit and rise with awareness. The results won't shout at you. They'll whisper in the ease of your mornings, the steadiness of your balance, the calm in your breath. And in a few months, when someone asks how you seem lighter, younger, more centered, you can smile and tell them your secret isn't youth or luck. It's simply 6 quiet movements done every day. No gym, no rush, no pressure, just results that accumulate one calm, mindful moment at a time. Because aging well isn't about resisting time, it's about aligning with it. The Japanese have practiced this truth for generations, and now you can too. One movement, one breath, one renewed day at a time.